Hello and welcome to Season 3 of the Race Spec Elite Series. This is round 2. We're here at Bahrain. Qualifying is just about to get underway. We're looking into what will hopefully be some more good racing. Obviously last week we saw some pretty good racing around Australia there. Believe it was, just trying to remember who took the win last week. I'm not 100% certain. I'll go through some results and be professional. Sorry about the delay with the stream. So yeah, last week there's a few, I believe there's a few cars that sort of probably didn't get the best out of what they expected there. A lot of spins and stuff. A few runners opting for medium tyres and most of the cars on the hards. But yeah, come towards that end of the race, obviously the dirty air played a big part in that, and I know at this circuit as well, mainly that middle sector, it doesn't really help. So it'll be interesting to see how they go around here. Obviously, once again, we've got some pacey guys out there. Pure Gold, he'll be one looking to try and get out and have a bit of a better run than he did last time. Unfortunately for the McLaren man, he was just not quite his normal self there. So fingers crossed for him that he can get back into this one. We're just on board here with G4 Trey, who another one with a little bit of a mixed race there. I think he still did come home with some points, but unfortunately for him, he had a spin when he was in some dirty air coming out of turn 2, I believe. Which is a shame for him. Obviously, I've got a few people here racing for the first time this season as well. I don't think iContrast raced last week. He probably did. And that's just me showing my memory. This current time, LM15, who I believe is expert. He'll be looking to do well in his first race this season. I'm not sure if he's raced in any. I think he might have raced in one sort of thing across the season so far. We've got Chain Game Wow, who stepped up from Global into Elite, so this will be his first run in this tier, and I think the rest of them all have previously run around here. So see how Dre goes here as he comes into the first corner. Fairly tidy there, nice little run across the curb there, coming up to the second DRS section of the track. Oh, there's a car in the background there, might just be sitting off to the side to let some cars go through. First sector of 27.8. Very clean so far. A little bit of a front lock up there, maybe a little bit wider than what he wanted there. Didn't quite get to pull it back as quickly as possible. Now, one of the more, I'd say, technical parts of the track, but it really just makes you use your brakes and your ability to judge that corner up into the fast left hand and then up the hill. Oh, back end steps out a little bit there. Don't want to grab that curb on the inside. We know how dangerous those are. Second sector done, 104.8 in that one. A little bit wide there, but that's what you need to do. Use all the track there on the curb. Coming down into the last corner here, and another one where you just stick your car out on that exit, on the entry curb, and then run it all the way through, and he's going to come across a line here, and it's going to be a 26.194, even though it says 26.193 over there, so I'll go with that. TP Gunner with a 24.963 early on. That is a cracking lap from him. He definitely showed he had pace last time. Can't remember. I think he was in second spot and he spun. He was putting pressure on someone who, once again, for some reason, can't quite put my finger on who it was. I think it was Wingman. Might have been, but I don't think it was. Looking at Elite Series. Unfortunately, nothing there for my standings, but he's just we got Iceman here just coming across the line here. This lap should put him about 6th. Yep, puts him dead on 6th. We've got a few cars coming through the middle sector towards the end of the laps, just starting the last sector. Gunners has finished his. I think that Plevs is going to be the first one to come across the line out of this bunch. No, it's high contrast, sorry. My mistake. Into the last corner now. What's his run through here going to be like? Unfortunately, he's derating. It's a 27.0 for eye contrast there. Not his quickest lap. Pure Gold goes up in the 4th spot with 25.5 there. We've got LM15 up in the 7th spot. A few late runners. Plebs is the only one that's really on a lap here, but he's got yellow flags up ahead. Hopefully not too much of an annoyance for him there. But he exits that corner. Looks like he's going to cross the line with 25.9, which puts him in 6th spot now. So there you go. To those that have commented, I unfortunately have missed the first few comments. Give me 2 seconds and I will. Hey Bodhod, hey Jack, how you going? Andrea, any idea where could I stream Tier 3? I think, I'm unsure, but I know there's a stream that's up on Twitch at the moment. It might be the Tier 3 one. Actually no, Tier 3 is on YouTube. So if you want to go watch the Tier 3 one, same sort of link, just go to this channel, click on it, and you should be able to find it on that one there. So yeah, definitely go check that one out. I can't remember exactly who's commentating on that one. I think it might be Keenan or something. But yeah, he did a strong job last week, so definitely go show him some support. See how he goes there. Yeah, it's all good, SidePod. I've got it up on my laptop now. I was just struggling to get it up. But thanks, mate. So, 10 minutes, well, almost 10 minutes to go here. Cars sort of out on their second run now. Is there anyone that... Obviously, people only really out on their out laps. ACW looking strong since his step up as well there. Which, look, to be honest, it was kind of expected. A lot of people saw that happening. Maybe not even quite as strong as how he's gone here, but he's done a very good job in that Williams car. So, once again, he'll be looking for another good result there. I believe he may have even crept onto the podium last week. Maybe P2, I'm not sure. I unfortunately haven't got a memory of the results. Bodhod, thanks. Appreciate the constructive criticism. Look, I'm a rookie. I've never commentated before. This is my first time. Leave me alone. So I think that's TP. So we'll go on board with TP for his lap here, considering he's fastest so far. As he looks to put in another stormer of a lap. He's got just under 4/10 back to ACW, but only one in the 24s so far. So if anyone needs sort of a lap unfortunately lost the back end there, so this lap's going to be gone for him. Yeah, he's over half a second down. I was just about to say, if anyone needs a, kind of guide of a lap, watch this one. Don't quite watch this one. We'll go with G-Force Dre's lap here now, as he comes up the hill. See, I know he was only just a slight bit up in the first sector, but he's nearly 2/10 up on this one here. Unfortunately, that's going to be an invalidation. I should just stop watching people. Honestly, I'm just ruining people's laps at this point. Pure goes on an out lap. His teammates Dunsky's. I contrast also on an out lap. I think Server might be the next person. So he comes up here. He's nearly 2/10 up. It's purple middle sector for him. So with this lap, this would bump him up, maybe ahead of his teammate there if he can string together a good last sector. I think that's still alright there. Not too bad out of that last corner. Where's he going to go here? He does a 25.7, just not quite quick enough to jump in front of his teammate, but he moves up one. Chain Game Wow into 8th spot there. Got a Red Bull coming down here. It's Iceman. He's about to start his lap. And Wingman is just about to... No, he's gone into the pits. Alfa Romeo crosses the line, and this would be... That was the end of his lap. So he stayed in third. I think he did improve on his time there. Just up behind ACW, so a few fast runners at the front there. I contrast here on the medium, so we knew that he didn't quite get his lap together last time around, so maybe a bit strategic there as well, not putting in a quick lap so he can start on those mediums if he's got the pace for it, which is fairly fast. There's a Red Bull coming towards the end of their lap to Eternal Schnoz. He goes up into P2, very good lap there from Eternal, so not too shabby for the Red Bull driver. And LM15 here, he goes into the pits. He's invalidated his lap, unfortunately. And Pure Gold goes up into P4, a little bit faster again. He's jumped Isaac Kush, and he's right behind his team, right behind ACW. Contrast also aborts his medium lap, so it's yeah, obviously some runners are pushing the limit, and they're struggling to stay in those limits. Iceman up into P9 now in that Red Bull, so we're looking like I think the field's obviously the laps a tad longer than what Australia was, but I think the field's a little bit more spread out than what we saw last time. I think there's like 2/10 between about 7 or 8 drivers. This one you've got a group of cars which are within less than 300th of each other from 2nd to 5th, and there's a little bit of a gap back to 6th, and then we've got that like really close kind of battle between about 7 or 8 drivers there. I think last time we saw that from about 3rd or 4th down to just outside the top 10. Still, the Hairy Tomato hasn't set a lap yet, so he'll be looking to get that one done. A few good drivers from last week. I believe Axie was one of the ones that I think I gave driver of the day, and so did the game. He started outside the top 10, but had a really good stint, and he held off Server before his crash, so brought the car home in a strong position, and I don't believe he had too many penalties either, so this one's not necessarily as tough on your penalties as what Australia is, but there's still a chance you can pick up 1 or 2. ACW here, just coming through his middle sector now, up the hill. He's just slightly up, but slightly up's enough to put him into P2, so he's just got to continue this one through and see how he goes. And he does finish that one with a 25.2. So a very good lap there from ACW. So just coming in towards the end of the middle stints here, and they'll be all going for one last little shootout. Dre here, I think he's on a... No, he's backed out of this. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's definitely backed out of this one. So we'll let these guys file around back into the pits and just see how they go about this one. It is looking like we've got a few drivers that can definitely improve. Obviously, Eye Contrast hasn't put in a really fast lap there. He's just got that kind of settled banker lap there just to make sure he's posted a time. The Hairy Tomato, no lap done by him yet. I'm unsure if we've even seen him out on track. I'll just have to double check and see whether he's stepped out onto the track at all. Yeah, definitely hasn't when I say definitely hasn't driven around, he's only used the one set of tyres, which is might just be what's on his car. So yeah, obviously it's just your Williams out on the track now. Eye Contrast has joined them in the middle sector here. He is on a lap, and he's 6/10 up on that lap as well. And also lied, there's definitely a few people who run out laps. Yep, so, that's an invalidation there. So Eye Contrast here, he's going to have to slow this one down. Not sure if he's got another set of tyres he wants to go in and use, because he can definitely duck back into the pits really quickly here as long as he gets out early. Or is he just going to try and start another lap? No, he's going to duck into the pits here. He's going to have to be fairly quick. Obviously there's only a minute before he needs to be out and leaving the pit lane. And unfortunately for him, it's not gone well with the team strategy here, because Plevs has just come out, and that's really going to slow Contrast down. I don't think he's going to get a good, a quick enough run out here. He's got 30 seconds. We'll keep an eye on that one just to make sure. But we've got one of the racing points on a lap. It is Wingman. He's just gone past his teammate there, and unfortunately, I think it might have slowed him down a little bit, to be honest. Tunnel Schnoz has just started his lap as well. He's got traffic coming into that first corner, and one of the Haas's looks like they've gone through just in front of him. The McLaren of, I believe, I won't take any guesses, it's one of them. But yeah, unfortunately for Schnoz, he's pulled out of his one. He's obviously not very happy with what's going on there by the looks of it. And also Eye Contrast is not going to get a lap in here. I don't believe that Hairy Tomato's coming out either, and whoever that is, which I think is ACW, so no, it's not, it's Dre. So Dre is in that, just about to come towards the end of the first sector. He's only just, ooh, that was close. Wingman's on a good lap here. This one should bump him up inside that top 6. If he can pull together an absolute blinder of a last sector, he might be in that battle for the front 2 rows. Very deep, but once again, I think it might be a better lap than a better last sector. 25.4, it still puts him in 6th, but he's got a bit of a buffer now to stay on that 3rd row. Eye Contrast didn't quite make it out, and he's retired his car just off to the right hand side here. Who was the other person I said was on a lap? It was Eternal Schnoz, but he is unfortunately regrouped and started again. TV Gunners up by nearly 2/10 on his own time in the first sector. This is an excellent showing from the McLaren driver here. Sorry, I keep calling him TP Gunners, G-Force TP. Just smooth on that throttle application out there, which is what you need. Obviously, Elite Series, as we all know, no assists or anything, so you just can't be overly excited on that throttle, and especially on the brakes as well. He's up by nearly 4/10. This is a cracking lap from G-Force TP. It's going to take something big to stop this lap, and I just don't see it happening. Is that push up into P2 there, 25.1, and here he goes at 24.672, over half a second ahead of his closest rival. ACW there, he's just slightly up on his time. We got Eternal Schnoz behind him as well. Both on relatively nearly the same lap. ACW's found a bit in that middle sector there. He's up by nearly 2/10 on his time. Schnoz has set a purple middle sector as well, so keep an eye on that. Axie's finished in P9 there. Plebs finished as P12. And ACW out of the last one. Chain Game Wow up into 8th spot. ACW up into P2. And Eternal Schnoz is going to follow him up there, I reckon. Yep, just quicker. 100th faster. So very close between those guys. But GeForce TP, he's done it. And he's done a very good job there. Dre is coming through. He's going to settle for his same position there. Just outside the top 10. So it's GeForce TP on the front row with Eternal Schnoz. They're followed by ACW and Isaac Kush. Pure Gold in 5th. Star is Born in 6th spot. Got Wingman and Chain Game Wow 7th and 8th. Server in the other, Racing Point in 9th spot with Axie beside him in 10th. Then we go to those outside the top 10 who will get fresh rubber for the start. Iceman in that probably favoured P11 spot. So he'll be the first of the ones that get to choose what tyre he's on. Dre just along beside him. You got Plevs and LM15, 13th and 14th. Tool in 15th. Unfortunately, I didn't have a lot to talk about with Tool there. I missed his lap. But he'll be looking to make up a few positions as he did last week early on. And then Contrast and the Hairy Tomato rounding out the grid. I think we had 2 people join towards the end of that session. Yeah, so those that are watching, obviously try and give me your prediction here on how this one is going. Looking like TP's obviously a lot faster than most of the drivers behind him on 1 lap pace, but yeah, it's hard to judge. You just never know. The race is a completely different thing. And we are just coming into the race now. So obviously the drivers will do a formation lap of the Bahrain circuit, and as they do, I will just let them have a go on their own, and you guys can just listen to some of the sounds of the cars. But yeah, obviously first race under the floodlights of the season out in Bahrain. Obviously another thing that is known with this Bahrain circuit is obviously don't want to say obviously any more times, Jesus Christ. Not that it really affects it in game, but just me being me. Obviously the sand blows onto the racing track there and off the line, so we got higher temperatures as well, even though it is a night race. So that'll lead to something. Who knows? Very professional. So 29 laps of the Bahrain circuit, around. Yep. So one stop is the well, apparently two stop is the way to go. Honestly, couldn't remember. I believe I just ran a one stop. So I think, although the game's told me two stop there, I'm sure a lot of these guys will end up running the one stop. Stretch these softs as long as possible, and then go the hard to the end. But yeah, so we're here at the starting grid now, waiting for the drivers to get ready. Give me a better view. There we go. Lights are on. 5 red lights. Away we go. Great start from GeForce TP. Someone, I think it was ACW. He's got a really good start in that Williams. But TP is going to hold the lead into turn 1 here. Everyone so far safely through. It's all looking alright there. Come back through the grid now. And there's a move here. P2. Eternal Schnoz back up into P2. I believe that's where he did start. But well, he's run a little bit wide there. So Isaac Kush is going to jump in front there. Just blowing up. So yeah, Isaac Kush did start P4. I thought so. ACW, even with that great start, has dropped down to P5 from P3. So maybe he didn't get a great start. I thought he did. Obviously very blind. LM15 up 3 spots from 14th spot. Well, there's a car wide in the background. I believe that is Chain Game. Wow. It's already a 1.2 second lead here for TP as he tries to stroll off into the distance in that McLaren. Biggest gap between any of the drivers across this grid at the moment. Just come on board with Pure Gold here as we come into the last corner. It's got a 3-second gap towards Eternal Schnoz. How's he going to go out of the last corner? I think he's going to get a run here. I reckon he's going to jump up into P3 for this first corner. No real defense there from Eternal Schnoz. He tried to go, but it was definitely way too late to even attempt. He's going to try and hang it around the outside. And then Pure Gold gets that one done very nicely, very clean. And that is him up into the podium position. So there's that strategy that they are trying to show again, which I don't believe is what the drivers will run. Might be. Oh, is that Kush here lagging about on the leaderboard? He definitely did go, although the leaderboard's just broken. No surprise. I think it might nearly be back to normal there. What did some of the drivers towards the back opt for? So everyone that's still outside the top 10 opted for the medium. So they're on that other strategy, which is fair enough. And those that are still in the top 10 are on the softs. So very good start there from LM, because he is going to try and push the likes of Server, although the gap still says it's 0.417, which, I mean, it probably might be now, but it definitely wasn't. A little bit of a glitch there, and Wingman is definitely within a second. Yeah, oh, absolutely. It's, mate, if it doesn't happen once, then you're not racing on F1 2020. TP just doing his job there out in first, stretching the lead. Obviously out of DRS now, and that's actually going to really help his teammate, who's getting quite close to Isaac Kush. So, oh, we've had something happen at the back. I think it's Iceman. Unfortunately, he's been spun. He was in that, I think it was about 12th when all that happened. Let's just double check and see if there's been anything. No collision warning between him or anyone. Watch this battle here. ACW kind of struggling to hang on to the pace of the podium, although he's gotten through on Eternal Schnoz. So maybe it's not him. It's Eternal Schnoz who's obviously falling a little bit further back there. But which will have DRS available for the whole lap this time around. So yeah, it might make things interesting at the front here. Obviously these guys, Eternal Schnoz is trying to use some of that and I believe he was up into overtake mode there, trying to close in on ACW. But here you go, so Star is Born, he's trying to push to make a move on Eternal Schnoz while Schnoz is closing in. A little bit deep from Schnoz there, but still pulls it back. DRS open for Server back here, and he's got to get behind him. So the soft and the medium runners split slightly in the middle between them. So obviously their aim is just to make it as long as possible. These guys on the softs are going to drop off slightly towards the end of this stint. One day they'll fix it. Hey, who knows when, but it'll be fixed at some point. So Iceman's made his stop there. He's come back out onto the mediums, which is fair enough, because I suppose he probably could have nearly gone those softs there, tried to stretch them to where those mediums would have got, the original mediums. And then pitted with everyone, but he'll be hoping for a safety car, unfortunately, because that's about as good as it's going to get for him. So Pure Gold dropping a little bit back from Izzat now. It's just out between 8 and 9 tenths here. Slowly pulling him in here. Izzat's got a fair bit of ERS to work with. Server might be the one on for a move here. Not really pulling in chain game, obviously. No, neither of them using overtake. So Server just happy to sit behind chain game at the moment. Same with Dre on Plebs, he's just sticking behind him. But not really too much action to sort of talk about as such at the moment. I'll try and keep my eyes fixed on the screen. There's a bit of a gap forming here between ACW and Pure Gold. I know there already was a gap, but I just looked at the map and I thought it might have been a bit further than what it is, but these guys are doing a good job here. LM's trying to get, he's going to close right up on this group, so it's going to be within a second. Don't think he did it early enough that one around, but he's going to catch on towards the end of this lap. Yeah, exactly. One day we'll just pretend like it never happened. You know, crazy times. So yeah, obviously if the drivers that were in that top 10 could have, I'm sure they would have gone with the medium tyres. Definitely a lot more durable and better for the optimal strategy here, as seen by what LM is doing on those. Slight train for me here. I know it's not really a train because it's literally everyone still. The only big gaps are, there's a bit of a gap behind Plevs back to Dre now, which we didn't see earlier. So Plevs is really pushing LM to get a move on here. Otherwise he's going to look, this is a great angle. I really do like this camera. You can see a lot of the track there. Obviously you can see most of the drivers coming through. This helicopter shot's going to follow us. And back down to reality shots. Down the straight now. It's a gap, another gap between, I think it's chain game. So Axie's sort of pulled ahead. Unfortunately, he's on his own in terms of not having DRS to the car in front, but also not having someone behind him pulling his DRS with them. Now, I know that Server likes to do the undercut early, so what will we see from the Racing Point driver? Will we see him come in a little bit earlier than most people? Try and stretch it to the end after that. Obviously now it's not quite the point. We have seen some evidence of that in Pacific Series. Wogboy did pit early, so he's gone for the move there, Server. Unfortunately didn't get a bloody good angle of that. That was fucking rubbish. And Plebs has made a move on LM15 as well, up into P11 and first of the medium runners now. So he's decided it's time he needs to go and try and chase on. Although, whoa, weaving all over the back there. I'm not sure if there was a moment at all, but definitely weaving. This is really the big battle of the race so far. These guys just chilling. Pure Gold's pulled in Izzat. I'll jump back up there in a second. I just want to see what goes down with these guys in the end of this lap. And then we'll jump up to Pure Gold, who's putting some mighty pressure on Izzat. And I'd say he might have a go down that front straight, knowing that he's got the DRS advantage there. Jump on board with them. 6/10 as they start, and he comes into the pits. First of the soft runners in, Pure Gold. He's gone for the undercut. ACW's followed him, and Wingman as well. Unfortunate for Server there. I'm not sure if he was going to go for it, but obviously with his teammate coming in, he couldn't. But now some of those medium runners obviously getting some good track position here, moving up. So they've got 22 laps on the hards. Definitely doable. Fairly easily. But look at this, side by side. Plebs and G4 Server around the outside. Oh, it's gotten dicey, and LM trying to stick his nose where it doesn't belong here. Oh, it's close. He's going to try and hold it. He's going to keep that inside line. Plev's still around the outside. So LM's not using that overtake. He's going to let Plevs go back through. No, he's not. He's trying to dive it. Oh, they're still side by side. Great racing from these guys, apart from the penalty that was just picked up. Real close to the back of him, Plebs there. So obviously with that, there's a gap that has formed now with people jumping in. All the front runners on the softs are in now. So the medium runners get a chance to shine at the front with the guys that are in the lead, and we've got chains for the lead there. Very slightly. Oh my! Eye contrast, where does that come from? Jesus. Didn't see that one coming. That was scary. I'll admit that. So you've got 6 runners on the mediums here, 4 of them right up at the front, and then you've got another 2 just behind, and then back to TP. So the gap between TP and eye contrast, I believe, is about, yeah, okay, just under 10 seconds. So not too bad. It's pretty comfortable for him, especially if he's going to the end. If not, then I'm sure he's probably got enough in the bank to make another pit stop later on. But how long can these mediums go? I reckon about lap 12, lap 11, lap 12 is when they'll probably come in. They don't really have to go that long, is the thing. Obviously with the 2 teammates at the front here of Plebs and Contrast, they're going to have to... Oh, and Contrast doesn't have any errs there to defend. He's going to dive back into second position there. So maybe a little bit of teamwork here between the Mercedes drivers. James has gotten on the radio and told Contrast to slot in behind Plebs. with that one. Gap between TP and the leaders has come down. It's under 9 seconds now, so he's definitely got more pace. Those warm mediums nowhere near as fast as the fresh softs, and he's got 3.8 seconds back to Izat, who is provisional P2 after all this, or after all the pit stop goes down. So there's another 3 races, I believe, at 8:30. Oh, Dre just had a bit of a moment there coming out of that corner. Yes, there's another 3 races at 8:30. We got both Tier 1 of Global and Elite. And then I believe there is another one as well. Sorry about the messages that are blocking the leaderboard. It's not enjoyable for any of us. Oh, and a big moment there for LM15. Wasn't really a moment, but Bodhod getting in the way. If you're still watching, you're really getting in the way here. Now, TP almost down to 8 seconds, so he's going to latch onto this group eventually, if they're not making pit stop soon. I think we'll see one of the Mercedes jump in to this one. Which Ferrari do you want? Oh, there is only one Ferrari, that's why. So that's Tool there, in P6, doing a good job. Just keeping it clean. Oh, unfortunately, Iceman has had another moment there. Towards the back on those mediums, but I think we'll probably see these guys come through. Yeah, well, I don't expect about 9 million notifications. I never get this many notifications, but some people just want to spam the whole time. First of the medium runners in, and it's LM15. Tool has crashed off to the side. What terrible timing, because I was on board with him. That's a VSC. Great timing for LM15 to duck into the pits there. And he's going to be the only one that makes it into the pits this lap. So, very helpful for him. Where's he going to slot out? He's going to slot out in between Server and Chain Game Wow. He has. So, fresh hards. In a pretty good position. What that's going to do is that's going to put pressure on those leaders on the old mediums. Obviously, one of those Mercs is going to have to stay out, like I said. So, it'd be interesting to see here how this one all turns out with those guys. An Iceman comes in to the pit as well. I hope he keeps going just so that he can finish this one off, despite the mistakes that have been made there. 6.2 seconds is the gap between TP and Plebs now. So, Expert, which is LM15, sorry, came out in 14th. He's 20.1 off the lead. First one of the Mercedes into the pits now. It's Plebs. High contrast, got to do one more lap on those mediums before he can come in. Dre into the pits. Harry Tomato stays out, so 2 medium runners staying out. Whereabouts is Plebs going to come out into this one? Is he going to jump LM? We've got 2 hards coming into the pits there. Is that an Eternal Schnoz? I reckon we might have some drive-throughs for that VSC. Yes, we do. That's unfortunate for those guys. Sorry, I'm just going to double check this one. And LM jumps Plebs, so big news for the hard, sorry, one of the first medium runners there. So he's up into P10 at the moment, which he will definitely jump Contrast and the Hairy Tomato. So that'll be P8. And you'll have some extra life in those hards as well come the end of this one. Apparently he's still done 0 laps, even though he's been out for over a lap now. But he's pushing on to try and beat both the Haas drivers and then catch up to his teammate, who's having another really good race there. So they're not looking too bad. Wingman in provisional P4. So obviously with Izzat, who was right up there, he's P2 in this one. That's put the McLaren drivers in a great position now. So those drive-throughs really have hurt Izzat and Eternal. They're going to be right at the back here, even when Contrast comes in just in a second. So he'll come in and go onto those hards. He's got 16 laps to do on those hards. The Hairy Tomato follows him in as well. So we rejoin here with the actual leader now, which is GeForce TP, who's driving a stellar race. Can't fault him at the moment. Go back to this battle actually. ACW and Pure Gold here. ACW's all over the back of Pure Gold. Once again, driving a really good race here. As a lot of people probably expected, but like I said, you know, someone who's moved up from global to elite, especially tier 2 of elite, and has jumped in, has done so well. That's a tremendous job. We've got Chain Game obviously there and P7 as well, who's also come up. So there's some, and Iceman towards the back as well. But this one's about to hit the halfway point now. And considering how we started this one, I think we've got a few people that are out of position now, obviously. So, obviously those that were at the front early on is that Eternal Schnoz and Iceman was P11. So those guys are all thrown out of the mix, all out of position now. And Pure Gold up 3, Wingman up 3, Axie up 5, and his teammates up 6 spots as well. And then you got a few of the medium starters up a few positions as well there. So they'll be looking for points now and see how that different strategy goes as well. Battle between ACW and actually Axie and Star is Born going at it here. Star is Born trying to make his way through, and I think he might have a go here. Don't think Axie's got the greatest of exits. Nope, not gonna get it. The job done there. Plevs goes up the inside of Server as well. Server unfortunately has dropped back again to P10 now. It's a shame. Yellow's in the second sector. I believe that was just Iceman. He's just hobbling that car around at the moment, unfortunately. I don't like the sound of that. One of the cars is really... I believe it's Wingman's car, yep. On the limiter. That engine is not going to last long. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. 8th gear and he's doing 12,000, 13,000 revs. Insane. So, TP just doing his job out the front. As I said earlier, he's pulled this one ahead. It's over 5 seconds now. Last time we checked it was about 4. I think iContrast is... No, he's a little bit behind. Oh, we've got someone in the background there. That is that Kush. He's run wide there. Might have lost the rear end. And Pleasant LM now. Fighting it out between the two. Mercedes should. You don't think Axie's managing his fuel enough? We'll see how he goes towards the end of it. Obviously it is a lot lower than who else is in that Chain Game. Wow, he's also in the lower half of his fuel. But still plenty of laps to maintain that. Obviously some of them are pushing early to try and make gaps and make up positions. Actually using his to defend as well. So this battle here, oh, he's on the curb and I saw that going wrong there. He's come back on. Has he given Plebs the room? He's run it wide again. That's going to be another warning. Oh, and across the front. Dangerous stuff here. Oh, and Server almost in the back of Plebs. Something like that was always going to happen there. Now, down the front straight. Oh, these two are getting close to each other. Plev's trying to close it out as much as possible. He's trying to give LM a bit of payback there, and he's gone around the outside. Now this is going to work out for his teammate as well, and they're going to nearly go 3 wide into this corner. They are. Oh, there's contact. Don't know how they haven't spun there. They're still side by side, so Contrast has made it through again. Second time this race. Oh, and that's LM gone. He's into the wall. Think he's got a bit of damage there, but that was always going to happen. That battle was just too close for comfort, so that's very unfortunate for those drivers. But I felt like that was always going to happen. There was too much banging and sort of weaving everywhere. Bit of race spec explosion there. It was a good battle. But like I said, I still feel like that was always bound to happen. Star is Born going around the outside of Axie. Doesn't get the move done again, but he's going to be right on his tail end up this straight. No, still not close enough. He's just lost out too much there. He's not going to be able to make that move into this one. He's now got his teammate all over the back of him as well. Plebs and Server still going at it as well back there. And there's a change of position with Izzat and Dre. Dre's just come for really wide out there. Unsure if he's had any issues. LM's into the pits onto the mediums. So shame for him. He's looking onto some good points there. Obviously a nice battle with Plebs for a long time, and then things sort of start to get a little bit dicey there. So as to be expected. Thanks, Banana. I thought they were very good. The Ferrari crashed. As soon as I went to him, I watched him for a little bit. I turned off him, and then he was dead. So, commentator's curse, kind of. But I'm going to put this one down to a viewer there, unfortunately. He told me to go watch him, and then it happened. It was disappointing. So you got a little pack here, fighting for 5th spot. Again, Axie doing a great job. This is the second week in a row where I've seen him be able to defend so well. So if I was doing the Amazon kind of, like driver stats and stuff, those ratings and stuff, Axie would be up there in the defending ones. The sterling job by him so far. TP is just doing what he does best. In the groove, so much hers to play with here. As these guys behind fight, and he's up to 6.7 seconds now. The Server and Plev's battle has dropped at the moment a little bit. Plev's trying to get back onto his teammate, which he has sort of done. Only one Ferrari was in this race. One Ferrari and no AlphaTauris, and I believe that's the second week in a row we've had no AlphaTauris. So maybe 4 sales on those seats, who knows. I remember trying to say that they'll be back strong next week, and yada yada yada, but that never happened. Is this the time we see he's a lot closer, but it's still not, like, I don't know what it is, but he's doing a great job at defending Axie. Still got the two Haas drivers all over the back of him. Chain Game's sort of giving himself a little bit more space there. Not sure if it was intentional or not, but he's giving himself a little bit more space. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the hard runs, I suppose Iceman as well, but unfortunately he's a lap down, are on the hards that are like a bit younger than the other group that started on the softs, and then you've got LM15 on his mediums. But again, nothing happening. This battle's a stalemate. This battle is veering on, but I think he's got him here. I think he's got him. And this might open the door for his teammate as well. He's going to go for it around the outside. We've seen this before. Door not closed entirely, but another great defending line there. And I think Chain Game is going to make a move on his teammate here. Two Haas drivers looking to battle it out. Nothing. In the background, Eternal Schnoz on the move after that drive-through, which unfortunately has put him very far down the field. Way out of position there, but he's coming back up. And Izzat is looking to do the same thing. Can they sort of get in that top 8? Who really knows? TP to Elite Tier 1 confirmed. Maybe. He showed some good pace, but I wouldn't necessarily say to chuck him into Tier 1 just yet. Because last week there was someone who was fighting him and having a good battle. Unfortunately, I'm yet to remember who it was who won that race. Might have been Wingman. He might have run away with it, to be honest. I think it was. I'm not sure. Was it Schnoz? No, I don't know. There we go. Actually, again on the inside, defensive. But is this it? How many times am I going to say this? But this one much closer. He's going to put in a fight into this corner. Oh, no way through again. And another lap behind the Renault car. Banana, how do you see this one ending up? From what I can tell, I think that although, in saying so, whoa, they've changed around as well. So Plebs has passed Eye Contrast and they're all catching this group now. And Eternal Schnoz has got pace, Jesus Christ. So I didn't really notice that. I didn't realise the Mercedes had dropped position, swap positions. Plebs has definitely got some pace then if he's right on the back of this. On that fresher rubber as well. So interesting to see how that one goes. It will end up in the fence. Round the outside, Star is Born. Holds his line this time and squeezed again, but this is going to give his teammate the run on him. Chain Game, what's he going to do? Is he going to have an opportunity? He dives to the inside now. Axie under him. Oh, and they all go back to the positions they were already in. Brilliant stuff there. This is really brilliant defending with... Oh, down the inside. Now he's caught him surprised there. I'm not sure exactly how that one will go down. But Axie going for it again on the inside of the Haas driver. Loses the rear a little bit. How's this one going to turn out? We've got a good battle here. When's Plev's going to make his move on this? He's trying to go around the outside. Is he going to hold it there? Giving him space. So we've got a 6-car battle now. Is Izat going to catch up to this as well? Star is Born, his first time to lead down this straight. So Chain Game obviously has been sitting there. He's got a lot of errs to play with. Just being comfortable. But now it's going to get scary for him because there's a lot of drivers around. I think, this is my prediction, Axie's going to get straight back past and they're all going to be in the same positions again. It was an absolute send. So here we go, into the first corner. The Haas drivers trying their very best. Chain Game, he's the one who's moved up here and he's made his move. That was a bit of end plate there. I believe that was Star is Born's left. No, it wasn't. Was it one of the Mercedes then? Uh-oh. Nope. Oh, no. It was Eternal Schnoz. Left front. End plate. Left front. Yeah, right. Because there's rears. But Chain Game's made his move and he's got pace. He knows he's got that extra ERS to try and pull away. He'll be using it at every possible chance. Okay, now. To try and get this one out. And this will... Probably, I think if he gets away here, he'll be able to hang on to that P5 as well. I think he's got the pace for it. Even with those on the safe tyres. Although, Axie's not giving up here. He's putting in a mighty shift to keep up. He's still got not a heap of errors, but enough to potentially move up and past. How's his line onto this straight? 4 and a bit tenths. You know, it'd be brilliant if I didn't have the leader one on. Doesn't go for the move. Plevs on the send. Down the inside of Star is Born. Doesn't get the move done, but onto this straight here. Watch those cars swerve to the left-hand side of your screen. No. Stays behind. Eternal Schnoz has stayed out, but Izat is past now. And it's really hurt Eternal Schnoz's chances of points today. I mean, I suppose the drive-through really hurt him the most. Put him in this position. We should be fine from home. Ugh, what's tired? Never heard of it. So, ACW as well. We'll just jump back to this because we haven't been watching this battle. Oh, Wingman's around here somewhere, I can tell. I can hear him. Point 4. Will ACW make a move and get that runners-up spot again? I believe if he does, he will walk away with the championship lead here. And unless Wingman won the first race, which possibly could happen. Couldn't tell. Like I said, can't remember. Standings aren't out. Just doing his thing in P3. Star is Born, is he gonna... Nope, not gonna make a move. Pleb's not gonna make a move either. Not much hers on board those cars at the moment. And this one's gonna come back into a group of 6 in a second. Is that really right on it? Eternal just dropped off. He won't have the pace, unfortunately. We know he definitely does have outright pace, but with that damage, it's really gonna make him struggle.
Not hear me at all. That'd be a shame. Cool. So the battle here with what will eventually be a lap and a half. They've just started the second last lap. They're side by side here, ACW and Pure Gold. And ACW's got that move done now. Got Eternal Schnoz into the pits. He's going to be going for that fast lap. His teammate's also in the pit, so shame for the Red Bull cars today. Not quite what they'd hoped. Clevs, and is that Kush actually? Sorry, and I contrast side by side in the background. Not really in the background, but further back. The other group still close. Anyone can move anywhere in that group, I reckon. So these guys start their final lap. Pure Gold is going to try and make a move here. He goes to the outside of ACW into turn 1. Nothing doing just there. Right on the rear end of... So nothing, again, going on there. Axie's having another fight here. Izzat and iContrast got stuck in their own battle. And now, coming down this DRS section, what is the Renault driver going to be able to do? They go far right of the circuit. He's side by side. He's trying to go around the outside. Now, he's seen this one not quite work out. And there you go. The Haas driver's trying to squeeze through on Axie. They go side by side. And he's going to have to relinquish that attempt. I was expecting a dive there as well, again, from the Haas driver. But all this has done is help Chain Game get a bit further up. So he might be able to hang on to that P5 with no drama at all. Though it's sort of closed back in. And GeForce TP through the last corner. He's had one hell of a race and one hell of a whole weekend, to be fair. Topping qualifying as well by a comfortable margin. And then winning this one by over 10 seconds. So congrats to him. ACW comes home P2 with Pure Gold in P3. No penalty changes there. Wingman P4. And he's going to stay in P4. He did have a 3-second penalty, I believe. Chang'an Wow coming through the final corner. P5 for him. Axie behind. And where are the penalties going to put these guys? Has anyone changed from them? No. They all stay the same. So Chain Game 5th. Axie 6th, 7th is Star is Spawn, 8th Plevs, 9th is at Kush, 10th iContrast, 11th the Hairy Tomato. Dre comes home in 12th, Server in 13th. Shame for Server, he's bit of a shame there. He was up in that group fighting. They've got Eternal Schnoz in P14. Unfortunately, that drive through really hurt him. Same with Izzat, and then obviously with everything that went on behind them, it didn't really work out. So that's how we go for today. Driver of the day goes to Plevs. My driver of the day is GeForce TP. Outstanding drive from him. Not a foot wrong the whole time, and he is celebrating just the only way he knows how. Putting his champagne everywhere. But that'll wrap things up. Again, round 2 here. Stellar race for TP to come home with the win. ACW picks up P2 there, and Pure Gold in P3. Just have a look at the standings there for the classification for this race before any extra penalties from drivers. So I'll just go through again. if you need any warnings taken off or penalties, if you need your race director. That is how this is going to end. Don't think no one was really affected by penalties, so you shouldn't really have to worry too much about your race director. But I'll do it anyway. Drive through there for Isaac Kush. That's the thing that really pushed him out, and he was on for a solid podium there, so I would probably say he would have taken P2. Unfortunately, those who were towards the back couldn't quite get his. But yes, as I said, that'll wrap things up here. Thanks for joining me for round 2 of Elite Series Tier 2. We'll be back next week at, I believe, Zandvoort. See how these guys go around that track. New to the calendar, obviously. But congrats to GeForce TP on his dominant win. That is all for today.